Hello, my name is Laura Heinen, and I will be giving my presentation on my plan for professional development and leadership in digital learning. Let me share my screen with y'all. Like I said, this is my professional development plan to develop my leadership in digital learning. And this works to address the North Carolina digital learning standards that were set in place for educators, specifically looking at the first standard there and breaking down the competencies within that standard. So the first competency is engage in virtual and face-to-face learning communities to expand mastery of technology applications for professional growth and student learning. And the way I would address this would be by first taking the digital citizenship online curriculum training through Common Sense Education, specifically the high school level one for grades 9 through 12. It's a 1-hour free training to get educators up to speed on digital citizenship, particularly so that they could teach digital citizenship in their own classrooms. So this would be really useful for me to teach students in my science classes how to differentiate between good and bad sources, copyright rules, and all of that. Another thing I would do would be to join the Common Sense Educators Facebook page, which would be a free place to connect with other educators who are working to create positive collaborative cultures of digital learning and citizenship in their classrooms. Be a great place to work with other peers, collaborate, figure out lesson plans, that sort of thing, gain resources. I would also join EdWeb, which is a free online learning community hosting webinars on a range of topics which include digital citizenship. A lot of times through school districts, you can receive continuing ed credit for those webinars. And in most North Carolina school districts now, they're requiring 2 hours or more of continuing ed credits in digital citizenship. So that would be another way to work towards that competency. The next competency within the standard is to take initiative with own professional growth to inform practice. And the way I see myself doing this is by actually doing something. So taking what I'm learning through professional development and continuing ed and actually applying it to my classroom. So that would be if I took the Common Sense Education digital citizenship curriculum training to actually then teach a lesson on digital citizenship in my classroom. Now that I know, for example, how to create a Canvas site, actually making one for my classroom. So really doing something with what I'm learning, so letting that knowledge inform my practice. The next one is to demonstrate leadership for technology innovation beyond my classroom. So I would address this by becoming a Google certified educator, which is a free process. So I could apply. If I was selected, I could then be able to support other educators within my school system and peers in the use of technology in the classroom. This would really push me to get more familiar with the power of the Google suite of tools. I would have to do a lot of learning. It would require me to get presentations and really boost my leadership capabilities and also allow me to collaborate with other trainers. To address the fourth competency, which is to engage in peer collaborative problem solving through continuous planning, designing, teaching evaluation, and recalibration of teaching methods using appropriate digital technology. To me, the way to address this would be by working with other teachers in my schools in the district, learn about their successes and failures with integrating technology into the classroom. See what's worked for them, apply that to my classroom, share what's worked for me, maybe to work with teachers within my curriculum, figure out how we could integrate technology. For instance, I just read an awesome article on how you could use a 3D printer to teach geology lessons. It'd be really cool to work with other teachers within my field to maybe get my school a 3D printer so we could all work to integrate 3D printing into our lessons. Another place would be to stay involved with the National Science Teachers Association. They put out newsletters, magazines, lots of periodicals, and a lot of it includes how to integrate appropriate technology into the science classroom. And it always has useful websites and awesome tools. It'll be to keep trying new things, to hear about stuff such as using 3D printing in a geology lesson and actually trying it out. Promote open lifelong learning as an iterative process of success, failure, grit, and perseverance. This is the last competency within the standard. And so for me, this is never being complacent. Technology is always going to be ever changing, so it's keeping up with all the latest ed tech trends. It's me constantly learning and updating, reevaluating my lessons and looking at what has made sense, what hasn't made sense, how can I improve. If I'm using a certain technology, should I adapt it? Has that changed? This would be constantly teaching my students digital citizenship and changing it. Like in today's world, fake news is a huge thing. So that teaching students, like, how do you realize what is fake news and what is real news? So it's me constantly reevaluating my practice to better inform my students. And that is my professional development plan. Hopefully it can get in place when I get into the classroom. Thank you.